Hello, martial arts journeymen and women. So today I'd like to talk to you about something interesting that was going on around the internet, which hopefully you're aware of. If not, I'll leave the links down, but you might have seen, since it's a related channel to mine. So first of all, Ramsey Dewey, I think that's how his surname is pronounced. We've been in connection for some time, just chatting here and there, because his channel is, as I said, YouTube connects our channels because we have similar themes. Made a video about Master Wong. And Master Wong you might know very much as well because he has, I think, 2 million subscribers and he's running a martial arts channel, kind of a self-defense channel. That's the official name. That would probably be the official way of saying it. And so very successful. It's very uncommon for a martial arts channel to have so much. Well, Master Wong, if you haven't met him, if you haven't seen him online, maybe it's a persona, and I'm pretty sure a lot of it is just to get more views, which is not a bad thing. It's, it's YouTube, but he's very energetic, very kind of over the top, and just very expressive. I think part of his persona is kind of being rude. At the same time, Ramsey, he's, in my experience, he's very respectful, very humble, very clear. So he's not like too humble. He's not putting himself down under, but he's very clear and he says the right things and he's very critical, and he became famous on YouTube through making the MMA fighters make self-defense videos. MMA fighters try women's self-defense, and great videos. And it's a related channel to my channel because I'm also critical about exploring the issues of traditional martial arts, of self-defense, and questioning things and wanting to find the truth. And I think he's about that too. And looking at the truth, he made a video commenting, just like looking at some of the Master Wong's videos where he's coming out from a rear naked choke. And I love the video. It's a very good video because he pointed out very clear just mistakes, or not only mistakes, just misconceptions, very clear flaws of the way rear naked choke is applied, and also even the way it's practiced. So I pretty much agree with him. I was like, I even wrote a comment. I was like, man, I'm happy you made this video because Master Wong is not about pressure testing. There's, at least in the videos I watched, and specifically those near naked choke videos, he is not asking his partners to fully resist, to do whatever they can to choke him out. They just stand there, hold him most of the times, which Ramsey documented quite well, in quite bad and quite poor rear naked chokes, like really not effective versions, and they don't resist. They just stand there, and Master Wong takes to the arms, like punches, imitates a punch or imitates a kick, talks about taking the nuts of that person and I think just like putting them in the mouth or something like that. He's like very, as I say, he's a bit over the top, which is like, okay, but it's like, how do you know if you will really be able to do that if you have a standing partner behind you who doesn't do anything? That reminds me of Aikido. And I know Aikido is way on the kind of, let's say, the left of soft, non-efficient martial arts, and it's very clear it is because it's kind of like a dance. But the essence is it's a cooperative practice where both practitioners they know exactly what the other one will do. They do not resist each other. They just respond the way they practiced, which a real attacker will never do. And that's why such a training method is flawed. It can be step one, you figure out, okay, this is how the technique works. But you have to integrate live pressure testing, live drilling. That's essential. And that's what Ramsey Dewey showed in his video. First of all, he took very clear pictures and examples of where the rear naked choke was applied wrong, and he showed, okay, it doesn't work, which is true. Then he pressure tested and analyzed about all these poke the eye, hit the groin or something. These ideas, he said to his partner, okay, you do it to me. I'm gonna rear naked choke you in the right way, and you try to like do what Master Wong said, and I'm really going to resist. And the guy obviously is not able to do that. So that happened, and I really respect him for just not being afraid to analyze a famous big star YouTuber. But then so I was very happy about that moment. But what happened and what I saw yesterday, and just made me film this video, then Master Wong made a reply video where he, at least from what I watched, from the very first moment, he seems genuinely upset. Like, he's normally like very energetic and over the top, but he seems offended, and he's just like angry and just talking trash about Ramsey. Although I saw nothing from Ramsey that he would do what was disrespectful. Ramsey was not, in my perception, Ramsey was not criticizing Master Wong. He was just specifically taking bits and pieces. He was showing specific examples. This joke is bad. This joke is bad. This technique does not make sense. Let's try out this technique and let's see, okay, it doesn't work. He wasn't saying Master Wong is a bad human being, or he didn't even say like Master Wong is a bad martial artist. He took out specific parts and showed and called it out and proved that it's flawed. Master Wong, though, clearly took it personal. He was all about, oh, there's this guy who says I cannot do rear naked choke, that I'm a fake martial artist, and he's like, me. It's all about me. He's challenging me. It's like, first of all, that's ego, you know. That's identifying yourself with the things you do, with the techniques, and many people do that. But it takes maturity, and it takes, in my experience, a great martial artist is, first of all, he's able to receive feedback well. He's able to receive criticism. And if you're at the top of your game, you should be able to take it well and to counter it and to show, look, clearly you misunderstood me. Let me prove to you with a pressure testing partner who's really going to resist, I will do it. I'm going to ask out a professional MMA fighter. I'm going to invite a UFC person or even like a street fighter who's going to really try to choke me out, and I'm going to prove to you that I will do that. What Master Wong did, first of all, he took it personally. He trashed on Ramsey. He was just like calling him names and everything and disrespected him clearly. And instead of proving with a pressure tested situation, with a pressure testing partner, he just, first of all, he showed that he's able to do a rear naked choke, which was not the point of Ramsey's video. Ramsey wasn't criticizing specifically Master Wong's. He didn't say Master Wong cannot do a rear naked choke. He was showing specific moments of his video where Master Wong was applying, where his Master Wong's partners applied the chokes wrong. And instead of him saying, okay, let's look at those and say, oh, actually, you know what? That was bad. That is bad. He's like, no, I'm the best. I can do this. Actually, it works because of that and that. It was a lot of justification. And justification rather than explanation is something I'm sick of. That's something I had so much in Aikido. Aikido people would just have so many justifications for the crazy, weird things they do, which would make no real sense, but they would justify it to make people believe it works, and they would. And I had a very strong feeling that that's what was Master Wong's video was all about. But in the end, what I also wanted to say is, for me, there's a martial artist and there's a great martial artist. And I always aspire myself to become a great martial artist. And a great martial artist for me is a person who's great on and off the mat. It's a person who reflects the discipline, the humility that martial arts are supposed to represent, especially in official. The official version is that traditional martial arts are all about that. And Master Wong is technically a representative of traditional Kung Fu or like Wing Chun styles. And it's like, why would you go so low? Why would you, it's like, it's so mature, it's so childish. And that's a bad example. For me, it's not about so much about whether Master Wong's rear naked choke works or not. It's about, first of all, being able to question yourself. That's a mature step. To check and say, okay, maybe Ramsey has a point. Let me check that. Let me sincerely question myself. Let me sincerely test it rather than, oh, you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. I've seen too much of that in Aikido. That's why I dropped Aikido. That's why I'm so critical about traditional martial arts or many martial arts schools, because that's what they do. They do not even consider your critique. They just bluntly say, oh no, we are right, you're wrong. And it's so mature, it doesn't create any evolution. And that's pretty much what Wong did in his video. And also just no ability to receive criticism, to respond correctly, to question yourself. And the humility aspect was not there. And also the trash talk. Ramsey was respectful. It's like a great martial artist should not rely on trash talk and say, oh, whoever, I don't care who's that. It's like some douchebag filmed a video about me. It's like, where's the mutual respect between martial artists? I mean, even if you disagree with what Ramsey did, he deserves respect. He's an expert in his own field, and he's been doing this for many years. And as a martial artist to martial artist, I think there's a necessity to respect that. And so the fact that Master Wong's response was just so poor, so bad, so immature, such a lousy example of a great martial artist, for me, it's like it became not about rear naked chokes anymore. It became just about showing that, if you have 2 million subscribers, that does not make you right. That does not make you a good person. It's like you can get that for various reasons. And of course, I respect Master Wong. I mean, I'm sure he's smart. He knows his stuff. I'm sure he did many years of what he does. I am critical about what he does and how he does it. I also have doubts as Ramsey, which why I was happy about the initial video. But what the way he expressed himself and showed it, I think, well, first of all, I'm all about mistakes. Do your mistakes, but also own them. So I think Master Wong should make another video, show not his persona, be a little bit more authentic, and invite an MMA fighter or someone who's gonna really resist, try it out then, and explore and admit that there may be flaws, that maybe your technique is not perfect, that maybe Ramsey's right, or not, but let's try it out. Let's genuinely be interested in checking this out. And yeah, I think, and yeah, he should apologize. You should not go like that. You should not trash people like that. And you should not trash anyone, even people you don't know, especially another martial artist who deserves respect. So anyway, I could talk here for hours and I don't want to ramble too much, but I think you got my main points. This is what I perceived. This is a great example for me of what I was always critical about, that traditional martial arts and bad martial arts training, flawed martial arts training, develops flawed personality, flawed character. And unfortunately, as much as I hate to admit that, I think this is an example exactly of that. So that's my opinion. You tell me what you think.